It's come to this. A man of 100 reduced to tears. His fallen fellows died in sacrifice that we might swim in our own rubbish and revel in sin. What lack of perspective. Gas lit and increasingly fading. Paul once said, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Stare into the sun long enough, eyes go from sore to callous." And after God died and the age of enlightenment ballad, the machine was born, which bore another machine, which bore a crumbled palace. With eternity in our hearts and infinitely expanding minds, the war on identity, this new thing, this I, this capital I of the beholder, where there's no difference between the Mona Lisa and the boulder. We're between a walk off a plank in a hard place, a narrowing road with a cliff for a shoulder. I heard a story today about a man who, once a boy, whose purchase is Neverland with an open border, sat legs dangling from a bridge in the land of 10,000 lakes, contemplating going over. A passerby on his morning run with Christ in his heart and air in his lungs confessed his love, and from the edge he came back over. This one's for you, sir. With eyes to see, you've spotted plainly what otherwise might be missed as one might miss a flea. Eternity in our hearts and time on our hands until every last soul, not one is lost or uncounted, until the kingdom is spanned. Kenosis by kenosis for every son and every daughter.
No, you can totally take the train in, guys. You don't always. Sometimes you take the train into the show. It's not always taking the train out of the show. Welcome, everybody. The cat puked on my chair cushion. Okay, and hey, this is the Lupercalic Lonely stream. The Lupercalic Lonely stream, brought to you by the Shadow Cabal of people who give me money. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. This is Sincerely Yours on the Lupercalic Lonely stream. And the should be pinned link in the top there is going to help us out in this daring situation where, as you can see, Beholda has been battling with pride and now must flee back to her group, the other lobster monkeys, who face off with all these tailors. And today's donations in the show will increase the size of the Beholda bubble. Behold the bubble effect that comes into play. Every time the Kofi bot goes off, that bubble's going to get bigger. That's very exciting. Welcome. This is the Sincerely Yours. We hope you're feeling virtually not alone. And in case you're not, here's some branding. This means that the individual psyche is far from being safely synthesized. On the contrary, it threatens to fragment only too easily under the onslaught of unchecked emotions. While this situation is familiar to us from the studies of anthropologists, it is not so irrelevant to our own advanced civilization as it might seem. We, too, can become dissociated and lose our identity. We can be possessed and altered by moods or become unreasonable and unable to recall important facts about ourselves or others, so that people ask, "What the devil has gotten into you?" We talk about being able to control ourselves, but self-control is a rare and remarkable virtue. Now we're to the important part of the show where we give you the old savings throw. It's against the mind control, and you choose. Now, don't you know, survivalists, socialists, wisdom lovers, and heart folks all now make a choice. I roll the die. If it's over 10, you take half damage from the mind control. If it's under 10, you take full damage. But remember, everybody, Saint Valentine. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Choose. And if you're saying your choice in the Hive Mind chat, you get a +2 for chatting in the Hive Mind chat. Hey, survivalists. Ooh, a 9 for you today. Socialists. Epic news. Bonuses don't apply for you. Not one. This mind control you take full damage from. Lovers of wisdom pairing off with a 9. Pairing off, we get a lot of pairs sometimes. Heart folks, this is what they call a natural 20. A natural 20. You get a +3 against next stream's mind controls because you did so good against this one's. And Indigo Kids, you get disciples today. Disciples are the ones for the Indigo Kids. And have some kids now. All right, so it looks like we got Milan Marcuccino, Taquan 69, Steven Sainted Cassian of Imola. Wait, we said Milan. Josh is in there. Tayo and Neil and I am Body. We're gonna do a card for the show. Before we get to the fun part, the poor Lupercalic Lonely as the title of this stream. That's actually gonna be like things I say on the stream. It's related. And I'm also gonna do a little sincerely bit. But first, the red card of the show, the 7 of Diamonds. The 7 of Diamonds. And and some high level mind control. It's a good thing you got your savings throw. Okay, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Here we go.
Is a system. What we want is a system that liberates individuals as meaningfully and as broadly as possible. That should be our guide.
That's classically liberal.
It is classically liberal, and I believe it is also actually liberal, and it is a perfect match for what I find my many conservative friends.
This is a reaction video. I'm reacting. I am reacting to Weinstein on InfoWars.
Believe as well that this is the metric that we can use to test any system that we put in place. Does it liberate people or does it constrain them? If it liberates them meaningfully over the long term, it's a good thing.
Liberate me, unburden me from the past, if you will. And now, after that mind control, a blue church card of the show. I don't know why I pull these cards from these decks. They all have jokers in them that sometimes make an appearance. Steven Sainted does Saint Association with them, and that's fun for everybody. Tunji in the Hive Mind. Hey, 7 of Diamonds for the blue church card of the show. Isn't that weird? Well, look at that. A member. Tunji can make the fancy pants emojis like : VNA : to feel virtually not alone, which will make an emoji version of this bubble. One of the fancy pants bonuses you get for being a member of the channel. And look, a frog that says virtually not alone, and now some branding. This one. As the mind explores the symbol, it is led to ideas that lie beyond the grasp of reason. The wheel may lead our thoughts toward the concept of a divine sun, but at this point, reason must admit its incompetence. Man is unable to define a divine being. When, with all our intellectual limitations, we call something divine, we have merely given it a name, which may be based on a creed, but never on factual evidence. Because there are innumerable things beyond the range of human understanding, we constantly use symbolic terms to represent concepts that we cannot define or fully comprehend. Hello! I see the assassins have failed. And may they continue to do so. We have great news. For In the Hive Mind today is one and only weird emoji face making. And look, whatever somehow magic, this emoji that Solomon Trishmosin made, it shows up in StreamYards as an emoji. Look at that. It's I don't know what it is. Look at that. But he gave me the opportunity to say Solomon Trishmosin. And I don't often get to say Solomon Trishmosin. So thank you very much for the emoji there. That's fancier than the ones that they let my channel members make. Isn't that weird? Hey, Franco can do it. Franco's a learner. Agency deck. Hey, we do one more. It's called the Agency deck. And the Agency deck card of the show is the 10 of Spades. The 10 from the Agency deck is the 10 of Spades. And that brings me to mind the next portion of things I'm showing you. And that's the reappearance of Kansas City Job Jeff with the documentarian 1J Wells. the Justin Wells that is not involved in the Kevin Spacey stuff. And that's over on the Just Purveyance's channel. Here's a taster teaser
of the chaos monster. And then when but it can't breach these different, like it tries to get on land and then it tries to get into your garden. It has to take on different forms to do that. So it's like you think of it backwards, like start with the snake in the garden and then the beast on land and then the Leviathan in the sea. The snake in the garden is like the little dangly thing that's the bait that will lure you away from your safety so that it can eventually get you out of that and eat you. And the snake, the beast, and the Leviathan are all, like you say, 3 parts of the same monster. They're like luring you farther and farther away from the good, farther and farther away from safety, with the idea that it's going to digest you and break you down into nothing.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Daddy.
All right, so Kansas City Job Jazz appearance, and brought to you by Virtually Not Alone Branding. And Rascal has decided that using our VNA logo section at the Broken Clock Tower Discord, link should be fixed in the description, by the way, that over on the Broken Clock Tower Discord, that it's a place to make VNA branding for other people. And I passed it on over there to Pastor Paul, who apparently will now allegedly be incorporating the branding. The PVK channel is going to try to incorporate more Grim Quiz VNA branding. Remember, everybody, we know what's best. We want what's best for you. We want what's best for you, Paul. Sit and replay this 10 times. Remember it.
This we want.
So say we all, yuck, 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 ho, ho, ho.
Okay, and then now just tuned in, we have ourselves a situation where the 3 lobster monkeys are surrounded by a dastardly group of taters. And I've decided that what we're going to do for these poor lobster monkeys is for them it's divine intervention. But for us, it's hive mind involvement. For every magic missile we get from a person in the hive mind, we're taking out a tater. So get your missiles ready.
The list? Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast magic missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile. Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here. I'm attacking the darkness.
Scroll the music break. right, we have exciting news and exciting times in the interface with the Lobster Monkey game world. First, we have from the hive mind a bunch of magic missiles coming in from those such as Haiji, Phlebas, Tunji, Neil, Stephen Sainted View, Tayo, and Mills. What's that? That's what, seven different magic missiles coming in. But before we resolve all that nonsense, we have the most important, a new donation from Lumpy Taco, and that donation aids in the beholder over here who is fleeing from pride to get back to the friend lobster monkeys down over here. And the new donation tickles the bubble and makes the bubble 5 feet bigger. 5 feet bigger. There we go, 5 feet bigger. And now, and when beholder attached, there you go, it's attached. Now, as Beholder runs toward her friends, the bubble is that much bigger thanks to Lumpy Taco. Special thanks, Lumpy Taco. Special thanks. Where's the button? The button.
Now, what'll that asshole think of next? Is anybody got a dime? I don't know.
All right, and now back to the action with the lobster monkey and the magic missiles. We counted seven different magic missiles. We got Haiga, Phlebas, Tunji, Neil, Stephen Sainted. It just moved. It just moved on me. Where now? Where is it at? Oh, okay, seven. 7 taters, maybe 8. Is there an 8? You guys count and let me know. We're giving a 7 tater count for each magic missile. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 taters worth of magic missiles. Only one little tater between Beholder and her friends remain. And now,
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
Bing, bing, boom, boom, boom.
I'm going to the gym.
here, have some more of this. Have some more of this. From the 33rd minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Share that tab instead.
Reality, like a little landscape that exists that has actual realities, but they're non-physical realities. They're spiritual realities. And you're navigating through those in your dreams, if you want to use some version of the collective unconscious, and in storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like the grooves of creation, which is another theology term. It's like it's just the grain of the universe runs in a certain way, and so the map of human experience is going to kind of like have these grooves like the grains of wood. And if you are going against it in your story, and you're like, well, I'm living in a different story, you might find that you're going against the grain with your story. And I'm saying, well, here, let's look at these stories here's how the grain goes. So like this is kind of like how it wraps.
Like love is worth saving.
I don't know, love.
Now encompasses everything. Does it not?
It's all there is.
It's all there is.
You choose survival, social, wisdom, or heart.
See, you've given yourself up. But this is the most powerful thing that can be done. Surrender. See, and love is an act of surrender to another person. Total abandonment. I give myself to you. Take me, do anything you like with me. See? So, and that's quite mad. So we come to the strange conclusion that in madness lies sanity.
And it was supposed to be like this, not like that when I came back. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. This is the Lupercalically Lonely. That thumbnail. Sincerely yours. Stream. And now the part where what happened was, since today is the day that it is, and I know Steven Saint of you probably has a Saint thing coming up, but I decided to do a little dilettantery. Like there's this thing called due dilettantery, and then when someone does due diligence on a topic and goes down the rabbit hole and finds the juicy bits and brings them back, and that's due dilettantery. I just do a little dilettantery, and I did a little dilettantery over to this Valentine website, Catholic.org, about the nature of this Valentine's cat, and I got down to where was it? Where was the lupus? It was the part of the lupus. They said lupus. And the good one. The good one was another variation of the legend of Saint Valentine. Says he refused to sacrifice to pagan gods, was imprisoned, and while imprisoned, he healed the jailer's blind daughter. And on the day of his execution, he left the girl a note that said signed "Your Valentine," because apparently he also she not only cured the vision, but she could read notes. So there was that. But somewhere in this piece it said Lupercalia, and we'll get to that part of the investigation right after.
Ducks eat bread.
They do. They like it.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see doing what is right for me. Just lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency.
So anywhere, somewhere in there it said, some people say they did it to cover up Lupercalia. And so I looked at this Lupercalia thing over here on this website, and it said, Lupercalia was an ancient Roman festival observed annually from February 13th through the 15th to purify the city and promote health and fertility. It was also known as Des Febratos, after the purification instruments called februa, the basis for the month Februaris. Lupercalia was a bloody, violent, and sexually charged celebration, awash with animal sacrifice, random matchmaking, and coupling in the hopes of warding off evil spirits and infertility. The festival's name likely stems from the Latin lupus, in connection with Lupercus, the shepherd god, he who wards off the wolf, and the legendary she-wolf that nursed Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of the cities of Rome. Priests of the god Lupercus, called the Luperci, would take off their clothes and slaughter goats in the Lupercal, the cave that Roman legend held to have been the location where the city founders Romulus and Remus were nursed by a wolf. Oh, wow.
I saw you toss the kites on high and bird the birds about the sky, and all around I heard you pass like lady skirts across the grass. Oh, wind a-blowing all day long. Oh, wind that sings so loud a song. I saw the different things you did, but always you yourself you hid. I felt you push, I heard you call, I could not see yourself at all. Oh, wind a-blowing all day long. Oh, wind that sings so loud a song. Oh, you that are so strong and cold to blow, where are you, young or old? Are you a beast of field and tree, or just a stronger child than me? Oh,
And before we get into my dilettantery on Lupercus, we have this one situation of a tailor left to resolve, and I'm going to call upon everyone to continue our divine intervention. Special thanks to the taco for making the bubble so big. As we reunite Beholda and her friends by divinely intervening as a hive mind chat in the situation in the game world. What we're going to have happen now is everybody who is a channel member and can, please make the Danny emoji in the chat. And for every Danny emoji we receive in the hive mind chat, we will do 1 point of damage to the. Oh, that's 15. Wow. We'll see what we do. For every Danny emoji, we do 1 point of damage to the tailor. So that's good luck with that. And meanwhile, this. Welcome back. This is the, oh, look, a big Denny. That's worth 2. A big Denny. And we're counting the Denny's in the hive mind to see what damage is done. Yes, to see if we can cook this tater here in the game world by the power of you guys using Denny as an emojis in this other world. It's kind of like the way it worked in the Never-Ending Story where the two realities interlaced. But first, we're returning to our journey in this sincerely yours, Lupercalically Lonely stream into the investigation of my due dilettantery. And that's it. It took us then thereafter to the Encyclopedia Mythica, where it said this about Lupercus. An ancient Italian divinity who was worshipped by shepherds as the protector of their flocks against wolves, and at the same time as the promoter of fertility among sheep, whence he was called Inuus, or Ephialtes. On the north side of the Palatine Hill there had been in ancient times a cave, a sanctuary of Lupercus, surrounded by a grove containing an altar of the god and his figure clad in a goat skin, just as his priest, the Luperci. The Romans sometimes identified Lupercus with the Arcadian Pan. The festival celebrated in honor of Lupercus and his priest was the Luperci, held on February 15th. During this ancient purification ritual, his priest sacrificed 2 goats and a dog at the Lupercal cave. Goats, because the Lupercus was a god of shepherds, and the dog because it guards the flocks. Afterwards, they marched clothed only in the skin of the recently sacrificed animals through the streets of Rome. They hit spectators with straps made of goat skin. Childless women in the particular would walk up to them believing that being hit by the Luperci would release them of the shame of having no children, because the great exuberance associated with the festival, Emperor Augustus forbade men who were too young from participating because of the great exuberance. What does great exuberance even mean?
I believe that if everyone sees what just a few people become when they wholly embrace their gifts, others will awaken.
And all of that nonsense reminded me of wolves in sheep's clothing, which makes me play this for you.
Of the reification and deification of the state is the state seems to have to certainly these days in the kind of democracies that you and I are from, it exists as part of a polarity so it cannot be, you cannot have an omnipotent state without tyranny. You cannot demand the kind of surrender that Galatians would ask of us. Say, I've been thinking lately, Jonathan, about like the solution to my crisis of identity is to die on the cross with Christ, that he can be reborn in me, and that these ideas can be found outside, obviously.
And now to resolve the Denny and the Tater situation, I've performed my Denny count of what happened in the Hive Mind chat, and it just happened to be 13 plus 2 for this big one, and that's just enough to cook the tater, as the bonus applied when beholders increased bubble. Oh, it's over here. Oh, it's over here. That's that one. When beholders increased bubble size thanks to the taco. Come here, beholder. It gets affects her friends. The bonus from the Denny's damage and the tater goes away, and they're all back together. Happy ending. Happy ending to that story.
I'm attacking the darkness.
And there, we've done the okay. And then so all we have left is the sincerely yours portion of the stream. We've now delivered on the Lupercalically Lonely portion of the stream with our dilettantery investigation into Lupercus and the festival of the Luperci that we wash out with our Saint Valentine's Day courtly romance instead of the Luperci type. Instead of that type. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal for making this and all the shows possible. Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. All right, and for the sincerely portion of the stream, I have this card on which I've written Schindler's Railroad, Liam, and then like put all that in the box. It's a little box there, and it says sear. So okay, so the sincere notion, the searing by sin notion, is sort of like a spell, right? If you've seen the movie The Crow, there's the scene where he does the battle with the villain, and then he uses his crow superpower of like all of the pain he absorbed from the Shelley in the hospital, shoves it into the bad guy like that, okay? So like a sincere is like that superpower where you get all of the pain of the moment in one thing, but instead of the Shelley moment, the pain of the sincere is like the moment where Schindler as Liam Neeson is on the train yard. And he's like, oh, if I had only done this one button, I could have saved a whole nother life. And it's when you're shown a glimpse of like all the good of your life, what you could have done and did not do because you were busy sinning, and you feel the burn of the distance between yourself and the good you could have done in the moment of pain, that is a sincere when you experience one of those. And sincerely yours is because I'm still consumed by the wages of sincere, the searing. So there's a sincerely yours, a Lupercalically Lonely stream. And now I'm going to play some branding and check in with the Hive Mind and probably wrap it up after that. probably wrap it up after that. So, meanwhile, we have
Cells. Cells. Have you ever been in an institution? Cells. Cells. Do they?
No.
No, no, no.
Remember, embody, there is no agency. We want what's best for you.
Okay. So as far as additional content requests, all we got is an additional agency card pull request from Paul Vander Clay. Looks like he's a member. He could make a Denny emoji if he wanted to. That's one of the superpowers you get on some channels with memberships, where other channels with memberships don't give you any superpower emoji ability. I don't know who I'm talking about. This bonus agency card of the show pulls us back into the clubs club with the 4 clubs. There you go, everybody. Here was the stream. I hope you felt virtually not alone. I'm windbagging it on the way out.